Okay, let's try again. See if we've got sound this time. Just bear with me. Here we are. Excellent. Right, we have sound. Fantastic. Right, it would appear that I had covered up the speaker on my phone, so that wasn't very helpful, was it, ladies? Right, hadn't missed much because I just announced the winners of the prize draw. Hi Doreen. So we'll get on to, I'll repeat that later. So where were we? Yes, the prize for this week is a £4.50 money off voucher for any orders placed during August. So in order to enter into the draw for that, which I'll draw next week, either comment on my post for 1 entry, share my post for 2, or place an order for 5. As I said earlier, if you share my video, I'd love it if you did. Please just leave a comment to say that you've shared it, because otherwise I can't. There's probably a way, I just haven't figured it out yet. As you can see, technology is not my strong point, but hey-ho. Great. Yes, date for your diary, the 16th of... Yeah, 16th of September is my open house where we'll be playing with all the new goodies from the new Christmas catalogue. So put that in your diaries, we'll be here all day. I'll be posting more details over the next few days and weeks on my blog and on the Facebook page here. So keep an eye out for that. Also, keep an eye out for some new events coming in September. I'll be doing 2 sessions on making baby books. So basically this is a class, product-based class, where you order the supplies in advance to make up a baby book. So it includes a folder, some page protectors, and all the bits and pieces you need to do to create a book for baby's first year. So that's great, whether you've got kids of your own, or whether you've got grandkids, or you have a friend who's having children, or whatever. Again, I'll be posting more details on that. The other thing to keep an eye out for, again, over the next couple of weeks as I refine it, is that I am going to be doing some online classes over the coming months, and these will be Christmas themed classes, and you'll have a number of options. So thank you guys for your feedback from last week, where I asked, you know, what did you guys kind of want? So you'll be able to just get the online tutorial, which is a video and a PDF, or you'll be able to get the tutorial and all of the pre-cut bits, or you'll be able to get an option that includes the tutorial and the pre-cut bits to make the cards and the stamp set and the various and any die set or anything that goes with it. So again, I'll be posting more details about those over the next little while. Okay, so yes, on to the main event for this evening, I think, which is why we're really here, and that is the new autumn-winter catalogue. So here it is. I can't show you anything but the front cover at the moment, because this is released officially on the 1st of September. So you can't quite get your hands on the stuff yet. I've just received delivery of a number of these, and I should be sending them out this week. So if you want a copy of your catalogue sent to you, then just drop me a message, let me know, and I'll make sure to send it to you. If you've ordered from me in the past 6 months, or you've already told me that you want one, then you're on my list, and I'll be sending them out towards the end of this week. So as I say, these products aren't available till the 1st of September, but it's nice to have them in advance so you can, especially with Christmas, because you want to get cracking sooner rather than later. But you can see on the front cover, we've got a couple of interesting products coming out. So we've got some mittens here, we've got some dies and things here, we've got a nice stamp set here. I love this little robin, and again, nice little one there. We've got some great papers, things like that. So while I can't show you the inside of the catalogue tonight. I have received my pre-order, and that's one of the perks of being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, is that we get to order this stuff earlier than everybody else so that we can have fun playing with it and developing projects and ideas and inspiration for you guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend a bit of time just basically showing you what I've got, so you can get a feel for what's inside. But once you get the catalogue, then you can see everything. I haven't quite got everything, but I've got quite a lot. So let's start with this bundle here. So this is a stamp set and punch. Now this is not Christmas, because not everything in the catalogue is Christmas. So this is the Painted Harvest stamp set and punch. It comes as a bundle, which means that when you buy the two together, you save 10%. But I just look at the size of these flower images. Aren't they gorgeous? And then you've got the punch, leaf punch, which cuts out these images. But you know what? Even if you don't have the stamp set, a leaf punch is always a great little thing to have on hand, because we all need leaves on our cards, don't we? So that's a good one. Next up we have, again, not specifically Christmas, well, it is Christmas, but not just Christmas. I love this particular stamp set. This is called Half Full, and as you can see, the theme is wine. So, I mean, it's got the sentiment here which says, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, but if the white runs out, I'll drink red. But all of the other sentiments are not Christmas related at all. So this is a great all year round set. So I should be having a little bit of fun, well, probably having a lot of fun with that one. Next up, yes, let's get on to some of the, next thing is this new punch, which I think is really, really cool. Cat punch. I know lots of us are, I personally don't have cats, but I know lots of you are cat lovers. So this is really great. It comes, it's kind of with all the Halloween stuff, so it will be easy to kind of flick past or miss if you're not really interested in Halloween. But this is definitely one that you can have a lot of fun with. And you can see it's quite a good size, so that's good. Now let's get on to some of the Christmas stuff. So first of all, we've got this Every Good Wish stamp set. And again, the thing I like about this is that the images, the focal images, are quite big, which is good for your Christmas cards because it means they're easier to make. But it stamps the reverse image. So what it will stamp here is it will stamp the background. So for example, if you stamped this image in black ink on red card, your Be Merry would show up as red. So that gives a really cool effect, which I really like. Next up is called Wise Men from Afar. And again, Christmas for sure, absolutely with the wise men. And I like the sentiments too. I know not everybody does, but I quite like Christmas cards that have a religious bent or theme or sentiment to them, because after all, that's what the season's about. But, you know, it's not for everybody. But what I really like about this one is that if you look at the palm trees and this image here, you could imagine these working very well for sort of beach scenes or summer scenes or holidays or things like that. So again, a bit of versatility to use, not just at Christmas time. Which is good because you can use it more often. Next up are some bundles with stamps and dies. So again, this one, Night in Bethlehem. Again, I really love just I love the font in these, and again, the images are really cool. And then it comes with a coordinating die set, which cuts out basically a Bethlehem skyline. You've got two options, and it cuts out the Mary and Joseph and the shepherd and the star. So it's really nice for building up a Christmas scene. But again, if you didn't have a die machine, the stamp set works really well by itself. And again, the images are quite large. So if you look at this one here, which is, I'll show you this. If you look at this one here, which is the street scene, for want of a better word, that would go almost all the way across a card front. So that's really good. That's that one. Okay, next up we have the Hearts Come Home bundle. So this is, again, I think this set has got options all the year round because of these houses here. I think that these would be great for new home cards. So the sentiments are absolutely Christmas, but I think the images could be used all year round. I love this little Santa Claus across the front. And then the coordinating dies, again, all year round sort of stuff. You just got various housing scapes, so you could build these up on the front of your card, or you could just do one across it. So I'm really looking forward to playing with this one. And this one here is good because it's great for creating your little tags. So you can create gift tags with this and just cut the top off to give it that lovely shape. So that's the Hearts Come Home bundle. And again, when these are bought together, you get a 10% discount. Next up is just one of the cutest ones. One of the cutest ones I've seen in the catalogue. I just love the little deer and the little snowman. And again, the sentiments are really quite nice. But you'll notice that we've got a front and a back to these images, to the pumpkin as well. And the reason why is that these are designed to be tags. So if you look at the die set that goes with it, you'll see that what you would do is you would stamp these two images together, then cut them out with this so that you would fold it in half and you'd have a tag with the images on the front and on the back, which I think is clever. So you've got the snowman, you've got the deer, and you've got the pumpkin. But in here you also got a little bat, a small Christmas tree, some snowflakes, which are always good, and a little web and a little leaf, and also a little tag. So again, uses beyond Christmas, but also if you want just the stamp set, then the images by themselves without being die cut. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, that's that one. What have we got next? Oh yes. So this one here, the Carols of Christmas, you may have seen my posts on this one. This particular bundle has been released early by Stampin' Up. So this one you can get your hands on right away. So you got the stamp set and the coordinating dies. So again, some really nice big sentiments, some cool little imagery around it. And then the dies you've got are just fantastic. So this one here, if I can get it up. This one here cuts out a border for your card front, so you can do it and flip it, okay? This image here and this image here cuts out the image out of your cardstock, and the trees as well. And then you've got a die for the deer, for the ornaments, so no need to fussy cut these guys, which is great. And then an image for the holly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this aside because I'm going to have one of the cards tonight. I haven't planned it, but I'm going to do a bit of stamping on the fly, and we'll have a little bit of a play with that one later on, because this you can get your hands on straight away. I also have a special offer on this myself, so if you order this from me during August, I will send you a pack of our note cards and envelopes for free. So you've got your cards ready to go. All you've got to do is just stamp on your Christmas cards. So keep an eye out for that. What else do we have? Oh, we've got some cool packaging this year. We've got these pizza boxes, which look like this. Isn't that cute? Can you see that? Absolutely gorgeous. And they're designed to take 3" by 3" cards, and they've got these envelopes which fit in as well. So I think these will make a great little gift of note cards to somebody. I'm just thinking that these would make a great little pack of kiddies note cards. So if you look at the Say, for example, if you were to take this little deer or this little snowman and just stamp him on a little 3x3 card, stamp a load of them, pop them in there. What a lovely little gift. Also make great little thank you cards. So I should be playing a lot with these, I think, and I suspect these might make their way into my stash of thank you gifts to my customers. So watch out for these. And then another cool bit of packaging that's been released, which doesn't look like much here, are these acetate card boxes. And they look like this. So they're designed to take 6 cards and 6 envelopes. Okay, look at that, brilliant. So I think that, again, really good for gifting. I shall be making these as presents for people. Also, I think they'd be really good if you like to make very detailed cards. They would be great as a protective, rather than putting them in an envelope or a jiffy bag. You could use this. And you could also use this for wrapping any kind of gift. Just wrap it in tissue paper inside and pop it in. So again, I really, really like these. I love that packaging idea, and everybody's going to get one of these this year, basically, I think. What else? So let's move on to some of the embellishments. So my favourite embellishment in the catalogue is these black rhinestone jewels. Again, they're in the Halloween section, so you might overlook it, but these are just so gorgeous. I should be stocking up on these. I love them. Next up are these metallic snowflakes, they're called. So they come in a pack of 24. So there's 12 gold and 12 silver. They're really quite thick. And they're kind of vanilla-y on the back. So again, Christmassy, but you can use these all year round as little backings for your sentiments, all sorts of stuff. So really cool little embellishments there. They're just a little less fussy than doilies, if you're not really a doily sort of a person. This again from the Halloween section, but I think it's really pretty. Look at this. So black crochet trim. Again, I think that it's gorgeous. I might sew it on some clothes of mine. It's so pretty. It's just so delicate. Yeah, like that. And final set of embellishments I've got are these gorgeous stitched felt embellishments. So we've got some trees, some stars, and some holly. So again, I just think these would be cool. Could you imagine them like that on those small cards to go in the pizza boxes? Hi Susan, good to have you with us. Or just as a really nice accent to a larger card. Absolutely beautiful. So you get in this packet, you get 15, 5 each of the 3 different designs. So quite a lot. It'll get you quite a few cards. And you can see they're not flimsy. They're really quite thick. And very firm, so really good quality. Not that skinny little felt that you can get sometimes. Right, so onto the paper. So again, lots of new papers coming through. So this is the quilts. I think it's quilting, not sure what it's called. It's near the front of the catalogue anyway. So it's a 6x6 pack. And you get 4 sheets of each design. They're double-sided, so the green and red. I'm just going to go through them so you can see both sides. So you can see that the theme is quilting and stitching. And there is a die set and a stamp set to go with it. But, you know, I couldn't get everything, so I had to pick and choose. I like these ones here because you could... There is a die, the die cuts these out, but you could cut them out yourself and again make a really nice focal point for your card. But again, you can see there's quite a lot of patterns that are not specifically Christmas, so again you can use this paper at other times of the year. I like this one, the wavy stitching. So green, and then again look, some red stitching on this side, absolutely beautiful. Not Christmas specific at all. And then we've got the reverse. We've got red, and then look at this one with the holly. That's gorgeous. More of the poinsettias to be die cut. This one here I really like because I think, again, the die set cuts out these triangles, but you could cut them out yourself. But they would be really good as Christmas trees on a card. Very, very simple, but can you see how many you would get? You've got 4 sheets of that. So that works really well. And again, you've got that green stitching. Really nice. Oh gosh, that one's made my eyes go a bit funny. Woo. And again, just green with the holly stitching. What else? Oh, that one's cute. Look, with the Christmas tree stitched. Very sweet. And then you see these also coordinate really well with the felt embellishments I just showed you. So that's a really good value pack of paper, and you get a lot of cards with that one. And I think I might use that one on the card I'm making a bit with the Carols of Christmas set. Next up is a 12 by 12 pack, and this is black and white, and it's, I can't remember the name of it now. See, I'm going to have to get used to all these names now. More stuff to learn. But we've got basically, I don't know if you can see it on the video, but it's got the sheet music for various Christmas carols. So I think that's really cute. Again, as a background to your card, sticking something like that on there, and then just a sentiment on the front is, you know, easy peasy. And again, they're double-sided. So we've got, now this is a speciality designer series paper, and the reason for that is that it's lighter weight than our normal paper, so you can use it as envelope liners, and you could use it as wrapping, whatever you like. We've got this one which says Deck the Halls, and the other side is various Christmas greetings in all different languages. So we've got some German, we've got some French, obviously English. Really, really nice, again, for international type cards maybe. I think that this paper would really look good if you sort of distressed it a little bit, did a little bit of sponging and inking on it. I think it'd be really cool. More music. And then what we have is that we've got exactly the same designs, but just in reverse. So white on black. I really like the black. I think it's gorgeous. So you've got some slightly different designs here. So you've got a different font on this one. And then I like this one here. It's kind of like snowflakes, but I think you could use this at other times of the year as well. And then Oh Come All Ye Faithful on this one. So again, great for cards, but I also think this would be really good if you're doing like 12 by 12 scrapbook layouts. It'd be really, really nice. And then finally, we've got one more pack. Now this isn't actually from the Autumn Winter catalogue. This is from the main catalogue, which of course has its own Christmas section in there. And I love the fresh, bright colours of these. I think they're really cute. I love this one. But you can see again, one side is really Christmassy, and then other sides are a little bit more neutral. I mean, look at that one. You could use that anytime. That's really cool. Love the stripe. There's some tiny little reindeers. Can you see that? Tiny little reindeers. Oh, look at these mittens. Cute, cute, cute. So that is the Be Merry Designer Series paper. So again, if you're making Christmas cards and you need to make a lot, then a paper pack like this, it can really go a long way. You could make all your cards just using one paper pack, and then whatever stamp sets or whatever you want to go with it. So that's something to bear in mind, is just pick a paper pack that you really like, because you don't need to cover the whole card front in it. You can use it to make accents and things like that. So there we have it. That's my haul from the Autumn Winter catalogue. I think you guys are going to love it. I love Christmas card making. That's my favourite one, because it gives me free rein to just make tons and tons and tons. So if you want a catalogue, then send me a message, say yes please, leave a comment, send me your address, and I will be posting these out at the end of this week, so make sure you're on the list for that one. Okay, now let's get on with some card making, shall we? What do you think? Yes. Right, so I'm going to start with this card here. Was it last week? I think it was last week I had a card making class. And last week what we did was, instead of making cards specifically, we just played around with various different backgrounds and techniques for doing backgrounds. And this was one of the cards that I made, which I was really quite pleased with. It's an unusual colour combination for me. But I just thought I'd show you how to do this, and obviously I'm going to change up the colour scheme a little bit. So this one uses Melon Mambo, Bermuda Bay and Daffodil Delight, which are a gorgeous colour combination together. But I'm going to go for something a little bit different. So what I should do is get myself, I haven't got my white piece, just 1 second. Right, let's make sure I've got that right. Yep, that's what I want. Okay, so I'm going to use one of our masks here. So these are and I'm going to use this one. So these are the 4 masks that come in our catalogue, and they're located near the embossing paste. And I've used them for embossing paste. I've used this brick one a number of times, but paste is not the only way you can use them. You can also use them with your inks. So that's what I'm going to do tonight. I'm just going to get some scrap paper so I don't mess up my work surface too much. Let's try this. Okay. So the colours I'm going to use for this one are Lemon Lime Twist, Tranquil Tide and Basic Grey. So something a little bit more muted. So to bring in our cardstock, I'm just going to lay my mask. I don't want the image to go all over. I just want it to sort of come onto the card. So I'm just going to lay it out where I want it to go. And then I'm going to take a little bit of washi tape. Okay, and just pop that down so it doesn't move around too much. Okay, and then I'm going to use, I wanted to show you how I use my sponges. So the sponges come in a pack of 3 like this in the catalogue. And what I do is I actually cut my sponges up, makes them go a lot further. So there we go. And then I'm going to get my bigger scissors. So you can get 6 wedges for your sponging out of 1 sponge. So if you buy a pack of 3, that's 18 colours you can use your sponges for. So that's really good. I think it goes a long way, and it means, for me, I like to have a colour for each of my sponges, or a sponge for each of my colours even. Okay, so I'm going to start with the Lemon Lime Twist, and when you're sponging, always start off of the edge of the paper, because then you don't get a harsh line, and you just start lightly and just use a circular motion like so. Okay, always start light, because you can always add, but it's really quite difficult to take away. Okay, so that's my Lemon Lime Twist. Then I'm going to try the Tranquil Tide. So let's bring in another sponge. Okay, and again we'll just start it off the page and just blend the 2 together like so. Just adding it. And you see, you can go in and add more if you wish. It's up to you how dark or intense you want it to be. I just want to blend it a little bit more along here. Okay, and then my final colour is going to be basic grey. So we'll get another clean sponge. I'm going to turn this around. Get some ink. Okay, so let's. I'm just being careful not to go over the edge here, so I don't get inking where I don't want it. And again, blending it in to the colour below it. A bit more along here, and a more definite line. Okay, so that's the sponging. Oops, oh, it's got ink on me. Hang on, there we go. Wipe it off. Hope I don't get it on my project. So then all we do is just gently pull the washi tape off. Okay, and we peel back our design. Look at that. Here we go. Quite like how those colours turned out. Okay, so then I'm going to mount it onto my cards, lemon lime twist cardstock. Oh look, I've got a fingerprint on there. Never mind. Can cover that up. That's it. One thing about sponging, masking, all of these techniques is that you do get dirty fingers. So just be careful like that. You don't do what I just did and end up with it on your project again. Okay, but we'll be covering that up in a second, so that's not too bad. Okay, and then I'm going to stamp a greeting, and I'm going to use black, and I think, what shall I use? I think I like Life is a Beautiful Thing. I'm going to put it there. Ink up our stamp. Get my stamp pad, because we're doing a photopolymer stamp. Okay, there we go. Right, so we've got our basic black, and remember with your basic black ink, the other ink pads you don't squish in, but this is a different formulation, so you need to give it a good inking up, and then I'm going to do it here. There we go. And then I'm just going to mount that onto a black card base using dimensionals. There we go. Let's get it lined up even. And then to finish it off, let's see, thinking grey or black. I think some black twine. So I'm going to just wrap it around the side. Okay. There we go. And all I'm going to do is just tie it in a bow. You could just tie it in a knot if you wish. It's entirely up to you. I know bows are quite a challenge sometimes, so there we go. And then just trim our ends. And there we have it. I do like when I'm doing that, I like to have them kind of like an X like that. I think that looks cool. So there we go, there's two different cards using same stamp, same methodology, but just different colours. Not sure which one I prefer. What do you guys think? Do you have a preference? The pink one or the green one. I've not used these three colours together before. I wasn't sure how they were going to work out, but I'm quite pleased with them actually. So yeah, answers on a postcard, please. Yep. So that's card number 1. Next, we're going to do, again on the theme of backgrounds, we're going to do a variation on this card, which again is just using a stamp to create a very simple background. You like the green, Anne? Yeah, it's great. They've just got two very different feels to them, I think. Two very different characters. I think I like that colour combination. I might revisit it for a masculine card. I think it would work well. Right, so on to this card. So I'm going to change this up and make it a more feminine card. So we're starting with a Berry Burst card base. I'm just going to score that, fold it in half, and bring back in my, this is just a silicone mat that I use for stamping. I'm stamping off. All right, and we're going to use the Playful Backgrounds stamp set. Green one, Doreen. Ah, interesting, interesting. I'm always interested to hear different views and see what different people think, because sometimes I'll make a card and I'll think, no, not to my taste, and then others will go, oh no, that's my favourite. So it's interesting how we've all got different tastes. So this one is just simply stamping, same tone stamping, so a bit like I did last week with the marble stamp set, but instead I'm using, I love this background here. You can see how it gives just a really cool effect, and I'm using it all over, but you could do it just a little bit, just a little accent, depending on what you wanted. Alrighty, so that's that, and put that to one side, and then we're going to die cut these shapes here. So we're using 2 die sets for this one. We're using this image here from the Flourishing Phrases die set, and then we're going to use the Swirly Bird die set, which I used a few weeks ago to make that vertical card, and we used this bit here. But today we're going to use these 2 swirls here. Okay, now when you're cutting this one out, you can be a bit clever, because you can just cut them out one inside the other on your die set. So we're going to cut those out in white, and I'm going to cut 2 of these out in pink. So let me just bring the big shot over, and we'll do that. Just make a bit of space. Okay. Right, so don't need our precision base for this. We just need our regular sandwich. Okay. Oops. Earlier project. So all we do, again, just pop these 2 just inside one another, and then we'll cut this one as well. Alrighty, just run that through. I like to run them through twice, just to get a good cut. Okay, and then we'll just use our poke tool. All my bits have gone missing. I had a bit of a sort out during the week, and I obviously reorganised myself, but then forgot where I'd put everything. Anybody ever do that? Right, so here we have our one pink one, and we're going to need another one. I'm just going to pop that through once more. In here, like so. And they release really easily. I could bring out my die brush, but it's just as quick to just poke it out with my little paper piercing tool, as it's officially called. So now we have our swirly scribbles dies, and again we'll just pop those out. So there's one. Okay, and then the bigger one. Alrighty, there we go. Sometimes when I cut this out, I think it looks a bit like a pumpkin. You see that? If you cut that in orange, it looks quite like a pumpkin, I think. Right, let's move these out of the way. Don't need those anymore. Okay, and now we're ready to assemble. This card comes together really quite quickly. So all we need to do is just line up where we want our things to go, and I'm using some washi tape. Okay, and we've got a little panel of pink here, which I think I'm actually going to cut down. Yep, I'm going to make this bit smaller, so let's get my trimmer. And I'm not doing it any particular measurement, just roughly what I think would look good. Okay. I'll measure these all afterwards, and then I'll let you know what the measurements turned out to be. Okay, and then I'm going to stamp the greeting in yellow. I'm going to stamp the greeting in black onto a little strip of white. Try and get it straight. There we go. And then I'm just going to snip the ends off. I think on this one, I'm actually going to do a little, don't know if you can see that, I'm going to do a little flag end, just to make it a bit more feminine. There we go. I'll do the same on the other side. There we go. That goes out. So then we'll get our fine tip glue pen. Okay. And we'll just pop that on the back. Now you don't need to put glue everywhere. Let's see if we can get this one out. One of my fine tip glue pens was giving me a bit of trouble last week, and I'll bet you it's this one. Of course it would be this one, wouldn't it? Because this is the one that I'm using live. But let's see. Let's see if I can make it work. Okay. Oh, no, it doesn't want to come out. Right, I'm not going to chance that because I know what's going to happen. I'm going to get a big blob of it all over. So I can use my ordinary Tombow glue. Just got to be a bit more careful. And you only want small little dots. You don't need, as I say, you don't need big globs of it because it'll just squeeze out when you stick it down. So I'm going to pop that there, like so. Bring the card in so you can see what I'm doing. And then same again here. Now you could also use our adhesive sheets on the back of this. So you could stick the die down onto it and stick it on, but there you go. Okay, and then we're going to take our washi tape and find the end. There we go. And I'm just going to place a strip of it. I don't want this rough at the edge, so I'm just going to trim it with my scissors. And just pop that there. Okay, and then we'll just put the pink down on top, like so. And then I'm going to pop the Just For You up. Let's just snip one of my edges of my dimensionals. And pop that there. And then we're going to bring in our pink pieces. What I should have done was sorted these out first, but never mind. I want to just trim the end, pop a little bit of glue in here, and then just slide them in underneath like that. Okay, and the same again. This is a bit like you'd add leaves, but I just think these are a bit more interesting than leaves. And again, if you're doing a card that's not a feminine card, they're a great way to add a little bit of interest without it being floral in some way. Alrighty, so there we go. Now, just one more thing. I think we need some Stella on here for sure. So I'm going to add it to the pink bits, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add it randomly to some of my spots here. Temptation here is just, once you get going, is just to do them all, but I'll hold fire. There we go. I'll stop, I promise. So there we have it. Don't know if you can see the shimmer on that. So again, we've got 2 cards, same layout, same design, different colours, but totally different looks. Yes, Anne, very different, very different. So, yep, votes please for this one. Pink or blue? What are we going to go for on this one? I haven't decided which is my favourite, so I'll be swayed by you guys. But again, you can see what a quick, simple card these are to do. There we go. Can you see both of them? Yep, there we go. Alrighty. Right, so that's card number 2. Card number 3 is even easier. It's even easier. There we go. So again, just sticking to the theme of backgrounds and interesting texture on your cards. I'm just going to we're going to do this as a tentfold, which means that I've cut an A4 sheet of paper in half the long way. And the pink, yeah, I like the pink. But then I look at the blue and I think, well, you know, for a young boy maybe, for a kid's card, it'd look really cool. Right, there we go. All right, so for this one, we're going to be using, let's put that there while I gather my bits. So as usual, we're going to change up the colours, and we're going to be using the Butterfly Basics stamp set, and we're also going to be using the Swirly Bird stamp set. Now this, the pink one just takes it, Doreen. Well, I like that colour. I think the colour is gorgeous. Right, yes, so this was the one, this coordinates actually with this die set that we've just been using. The 2 go together, you can see the images. But I'm just going to use one of the images from here. So we're going to need our butterfly. And we're going to need our large leaf. Okay. If you notice, my stamps are stained. That happens with photopolymer stamps, so don't panic if that happens to yours. It's perfectly normal. Okay, we want our birthday, and then we want this background image here. Okay, it's like a little honeycomb. So what we're going to do, again, bring in my sheet. Okay, make sure that's not going to transfer. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use some different colors. So I think we're going to use Old Olive and Early Espresso, and then some Fresh Fig and some Sahara Sand. So just a much more muted color scheme, I think. So we're going to start with the Sahara Sand. So in a second, I'm going to do some stamping off. Bring this in. Okay, so what we're going to do is just create a very, very subtle background on here. So I'm going to actually stamp it off twice. And you can see I'm being quite random with it. All right, there we go. Alright, then we're going to take our large leaf, which is here, and use the old olive for that. Okay, so we're going to ink it up, and the way we're going to achieve the gradient effect is we'll just stamp it down and then move it to the left slightly and stamp it, and then move it across to the other side and stamp it, and that gives you, can you see that? Gives you that lovely graded effect there. Okay, and I think I want another one on there, but I don't want it quite so dark. So I'm going to ink it up, stamp it off twice, and then I'm going to put one here. Yes, that's much better. Do I want another one? Let's put one up here just for a bit of added texture. Okay, then we're going to bring in the swirly bird because I want some splatters on here. So we're going to use this little image here. And we're going to use the early espresso for this. But again, not sure how dark I want it, so I'm going to stamp it off first. Yeah. Just do a little bit up here. And then I think for across here, yes, I'm going to do it a bit darker in there. And a little bit there. Okay. And then our greeting, I'm going to do in fresh fig. My stamp is not sticking particularly well, so I'm just going to clean it off a little bit. Sometimes with the photopolymer stamps, what happens is they get a bit grimy and grubby on the back here. So what I do is I just clean them off on the back as well, and that makes them sticky. You can also just run them under some warm soapy water, and that will just do it. They just get grime and dust and oil and all sorts of residue on there that just takes the stickiness off. Incidentally, the same thing happens to your blocks, so it's a good idea to just rinse them regularly. And then we're just going to pop this down here, like so. Okay, and then we're going to stamp a butterfly on a scrap piece of paper again in fresh fig. And I'm going to take this is two different butterfly sets, but we've got this one which will just cut that image out for us. So I'm just going to quickly take that to the big shot. I'll be back in 1 second. Okay, let's put that in there. Okay, and then what I want to do is I want to take the Sahara sand, and I'm just going to ink up the edges of this a little bit because I want, and it is, I like the look of this one because it is a bit more artistic, a bit more that sort of collage-y effect, which is, I like the clean and simple style, but sometimes I like to go a bit grungy as well. So you can see I'm just inking the Sahara sand over all of my butterfly so that he stands out. So we get a little bit of an effect. And then I'm going to take, well, I was going to take my bone folder, but it's disappeared. So I'm going to use the edge of my scissors, and I'm just going to curl his wings. Because again, we want him to have a bit of dimension and movement in him. Okay, like so. And finally, every good butterfly needs a bit of sparkle. So I'm just going to put Wink of Stella all over. Like that. Grab a dimensional on the back. And then pop him down. Okay. And then he needs some bling. So I'm going to use my gold faceted gems, and I'm going to put one on him, and then I'm just going to dot a couple around like that. There we go. So here, let's move all this away. So now we've got, again, two quite different feels, even though it's exactly the same card. So yeah, okay, ladies, what do you reckon? You want the purple one or the pink one? Which is your favourite? Which would you like to receive in the post if you were getting a card? Right. So now, what time have we got? 9:10. Right. Last is a bit of stamping on the fly. Equally good and very diplomatic. Thank you. I'm going to do. Where is it? Where have I put it? I'm going to have a bit of a play with the Carols of Christmas stamp set and the paper. So I have a little idea in my mind, but we'll see how we get on. So the basis of this card is this one, which I did a little while ago, because I like the ombre effect here that we get, and I'm going to do that using the colours Real Red and Garden Green, which is the colours from Purple One, Doreen. Yeah, that one's nice. I love Fresh Fig. It's just such a rich and fantastic colour to use. Yes, so back to this one. The Garden Green and Real Red are the colours for this particular paper pack, so they lend themselves really well to this. So we're going to start with just a Real Red card base. Okay, and then I'm going to cut a strip of card. Now, this is where it gets difficult, ladies. This is where I have to make a decision on what I want to put on my card, what pattern I want. Let's go with, do I want that one? Or do I want a red? Ooh, I like that one. Yeah, let's go for this one. This is what takes the time in card making. It's not the actual making of the card, it's the figuring out what I'm going to use. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim a strip of this. Okay, so this is, make sure I have the measurements of this. Right, so I'm just going to trim that down to, so that's 14.5. Okay, so I'm going to make this 14.5 because I want it the full length of my card. Okay, but I want it to be maybe about 5. Let's make it 5. Okay, this is a really great layout to use on your cards, especially if you're not sure what to do, because it lends itself to so much. Okay, so that's that. Put that to one side. Now I'm going to do the stamping, and what I want to show you on this one is how to get this ombre effect on your stamp. Okay, so we'll go for Deck the Halls. Ooh, look, Virgin stamp set, never been used before. Woohoo! What I would say to you is that when you're inking up a stamp for the first time, I like to just ink it up and stamp it a few times, not on my project, just to get it, because sometimes they might have, again, a little bit of residue, they might have a little bit of fluff, who knows. So it's good to just get them inked up, get them going. Okay, now for this one, because it's a big stamp, I'm going to need my stamping mat. So, right, so you've got our Real Red and our Garden Green. And I want to ink this up in 2 different colours. So all I'm going to do is, let's just stamp that off so I don't have lots of red on there. Okay, is I'm going to carefully just look at where I'm inking, and I'm just going to, can you see that there? I'm just going to ink the top half in red. Okay. Check to see how far down I've gotten. I want a little bit more. I don't know if you can see that in the light, but when you look at your stamp, you can see where you've inked. Okay, then I'm going to just turn it round and repeat on the other side with the green. Okay. There we go. Okay. Now I don't mind if it goes up and down and we get a little bit of, in fact I'm going to do that. Okay. All right, and then we'll just stamp it down. And again, because this is a big one, I'll just give it a good press for a little while. Look at that. Look at that. Is that straight? No, it's not straight. Oh, do it again. Do it again. Right, so when you do this, each one will be different, okay? So if you're a precision stamper, don't try this technique. As you know, I am not a precision stamper. That's not my thing. Okay, all right. So let's try and get this one straight, shall we? Let's put it there. Better, but not perfect. Okay, but it will do. All right. And then what I want to do, let's have a look. Yes, I want to trim this. So I'm going to make a flag at the bottom, but this is not going to be precise. So I'm just going to do it by eye. Okay. I can see that that's not where I want it. Didn't quite work as I wanted it to, but I think for the purposes of demonstrating, I think it will do. Okay, so pop that there, and then what I'm going to get, can you guess what I'm going to get? Let's get one of these holly berries. There we go, look at that, fantastic. So there, now all we've got to do is stick it down. There we go. So again, with Christmas cards, it's important to keep your design simple because, you know, you don't want to be having to do lots of fiddly, filigree stuff if you're having to make lots of them. So keep it simple. In fact, what you could do with this one is instead of having it as a flag, you could use your stitched shapes framelits. It would look really good with a circle on here, or just with a layered up square. That would also look good. So I'm going to use, because this is quite a heavy embellishment, it's quite thick, I'm going to use 2 glue dots to hold it in place. Okay, and then, oop. See if we can keep the glue dots on the felt. Are glue dots going to work? No, I don't think they are. So let's do our fail-safe, which is Tombow. This will stick anything to anything, pretty much. And we'll just pop him there. Let's give him a second. So there we go. Super simple on the fly card there. Nice technique that you can use on any of your large. It's better to use it on large stamp sets, large images. Okay, so let's bring back in our cards from tonight. So you've got the Carols of Christmas, birthday, happy birthday, and then where's the first one? Here we are. Do it that way. Okie dokie. So there we go, ladies. Hope you enjoyed it. Oh, can you see them all? Hang on. bring them closer together. So like I said, if you want a copy of your catalogue, just let me know. Make sure to comment and share on my video to get an entry into the prize draw for your £4.50 money off coupon. And I will see you all next week. Thank you very much for joining me, and see you soon. Bye.